The University of Windsor Lancers men's basketball team rallied from a 17-point deficit to defeat the Brock Badgers in overtime 98-93 on your TV this past weekend.
Going to the rack. Too easy. Poloniato just read it. He said,
third-year guard Chris Poloniato's layup with 8 seconds left in regulation got Windsor to overtime, where the Lancers then outscored Brock 13-8 in the extra frame. Freshman Thomas Kennedy led the Lancers offense with 21 points and 10 rebounds. Poloniato had 20 points. Lucas Orlita finished with 16 points, including 2 big three-point shots in overtime, while Anthony Zervnar and Taloy Simon had 12 points each. The Lancers have now won 3 straight games to move into a tie for 5th place in the OUA West Division at 6-10. The Windsor Lancers women's basketball team is also riding a 3-game streak after coming from behind to defeat the Brock Badgers 72-63 in an OUA action game on your TV after trailing by as many as 12 points in the contest. Samantha Gucciardi topped the offense for Windsor with 17 points. Carly Steer added 15 points. Tyra Blizzard finished with 11 points, and second-year guard Eve Uwayesu chipped in with 10 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists against the scrappy Brock Badgers. Windsor is now 10-6 and will host a pair of games at the St. Denis Center this week, beginning with a matchup against the McMaster Marauders on Wednesday before hosting the Guelph Griffins on Saturday. Tip-off for both women's games is 6 p.m. at Dennis Farrell Fieldhouse.
No matter what, that thing was going up and in.
Glen Mills, the head coach and president of the Essex Ravens, who had themselves a fantastic 2018 and now looking forward to 2019 in the OPFL. So, Coach Mills, thank you very much for joining the show.
Thanks for having me.
Obviously, 2018 was a very big year for the Essex Ravens. That was year 21, I believe, of the franchise. And, of course, you guys hosted the 2018 OPFL Championship games. Tell us about that experience and how bringing the league to Windsor was good for the Essex Ravens and for the OPFL.
You know what? I think just opportunity-wise to get it in Windsor, get some exposure for our kids, and on top of that, just bring all the kids down to see what Windsor has to offer in regards to the university. I know the league absolutely loved it. All the teams that participated in it just ranting and raved about how organized it was, the space they had, the time frame. It was just a very, very great event. Our volunteer base was outstanding. So we had people, taking care of everything, making sure it was first class. So it was a really, really, I think it was a really tremendous event. And, it was great to have it here.
And of course, it was a triple header. You had the Bantam JV and the varsity game. In the first game, the Essex Ravens Bantam team took home the OPFL championship. Talk to us about that team and how exciting that was to see that team come together maybe at the beginning of the year, maybe go through a little bit of a rough patch, but ultimately were the champions of that OPFL league.
Yeah, for sure. We had our ups and downs. And then after that, we got in a roll and just kind of tore everybody up. We ended up leading the league in offense and in defense. I think we had 64 points scored against the entire season. Wow. And then offensively, I think I don't know what we scored. We scored 200, maybe 300 points. I think so there was, there was some great gains and by the end of the year, like our last 4 or 5 games, we were playing great football. I mean, for 13, 14-year-old kids, they could play. I mean, they understood what we were doing. Our defense was lights out. Our offense was very, very talented. So it was a pleasure. And the great thing about coaching those kids is they just listen. Mm-hmm. And they just soak it in and want to learn, and they'll do anything to please you. Like, it's a great group of kids to coach. And we had a lot of fun.
This week's TSS Spotlight is shining on Amherstburg native and former Windsor Spitfires goaltender Michael DiPietro, who is now the sole owner of the OHL's all-time shutout record. With a 15-save performance against the Peterborough Petes on Friday, Mikey now has 17 career shutouts and is now the OHL's all-time shutout leader. With his time with the Windsor Spitfires, he won the 2017 Memorial Cup and the 2018 OHL Goaltender of the Year. Congratulations, Mikey, on your TSS Spotlight, and congrats on your OHL shutout record.